If you're behind on your mortgage and the house needs a lot of work, repairs that you just can't afford to make, it probably feels like it's just a matter of time before the bank comes to take that house back. But I want you to know that that is not the only way that story ends. There is an option that most people aren't told about, and it's called a short sale. And in your situation, the fact that the house needs work is not necessarily a bad thing. It could actually be the key to getting the bank to let you walk away clean. Let's talk about how that works. Okay, let's back this up a little bit. To understand why you should seriously consider a short sale, you gotta look at what happens if you just let the bank take the house. Foreclosure isn't just moving out. There's a big mess that's left behind. For instance, it's going to tank your credit score. So for years, you are going to have a hard time renting an apartment, buying a car, and it's going to take almost a decade before you can buy another house. And the bank is often forced to sell the house at a big discount, especially if it needs repairs. That means that it's not unusual that the bank ends up selling the house for less than what is actually owed on the mortgage. And in many cases, that outstanding balance, what the house actually sold for and what you still owe, that gap, it doesn't just vanish. You can still be held responsible for that difference. Let's look at the short sale strategy. Now, before I dive into this, it's important to note that a short sale is not going to work for everyone. But when it does work, it can save you thousands. At its most basic level, a short sale is when the bank agrees to let you sell the home for its current market value in its current it needs repairs condition, even if that number is short of what you still owe on the mortgage. Now, the real value of this strategy is the ability to negotiate the outcome. In foreclosure, the process is rigid and the results are just left to chance. The bank takes the property and you're left to deal with whatever financial or credit damage that remains. In a short sale, the process is a voluntary settlement. Because the bank is choosing to accept the sale, you now have the opportunity to approach the bank and ask for a full settlement of the debt. You aren't just handing over the keys. You're ensuring that the bank waives their right to collect that remaining balance. Now, you might be wondering, why would a bank ever agree to take less than what's owed? It's a fair question. The truth is, banks are not in the business of owning real estate. They're in the business of lending money. And when a bank looks at a property that needs a new roof or has structural problems, they see a massive liability. And if they take it back, they're going to have to pay for insurance and taxes and have to deal with the risk of the house just sitting empty. A short sale gives them a way to skip the legal cost to foreclose, skip the cost to maintain the property, and they'll have no closing costs. It's often a better business decision for them to take a fair offer now rather than taking a broken house later. Now, this isn't something that you need to try and do by yourself. Success with a short sale comes down to having the right people in your corner. You're going to need an agent who understands the short sale process, an attorney to check all of the paperwork, and a buyer who understands how to work with banks. And in most cases, the bank actually pays for the professional fees for all of those people out of the proceeds of the sale. Now, there is one catch. You knew it was coming, right? My favorite saying when it comes to this strategy is there is nothing short about a short sale. Depending on which bank you're dealing with, it could take months to get an offer fully accepted into the close table. I've worked on short sales where I've had to send the paperwork 4, 5, 6 times before they acknowledged receipts. A short sale is a slow grind. It's going to take some patience. But when you compare a few months of waiting to 7 years of foreclosure on your credit, most people find that that time is well worth the result. Bottom line is, foreclosure is something that happens to you. A short sale is a choice to take control of the outcome. I'm gonna leave you with one last thing. If you have a house right here in Metro Atlanta and you want to discuss what a short sale might look like for you, reach out to me. Click the Work With Me link in the description. And for people who live in other parts of the country, I'll also include a link that'll help you find a short sale specialist where you live. All right, I'm done. I'll see you in the next video.